Welcome back, everyone. Right now, you're listening to Huddle Up here on Missouri Sports Network inside of the Pizza Ranch studio. The big fella up there, Guy Newcomb, coach over there, DA, ready to go get something to eat. He's hungry. I can hear his stomach grumbling from way over here in the big town of Springfield, Missouri. Guy, how you doing this weekend, my friend? This week, my friend.
I am good. I'm still in Bolivar because my credits won't transfer to Michigan. So I'm going to just stay right here and be on the show.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have got into the portal, guy. You need to go to a potty, one of those potty houses. You don't belong in the portal, guy. You too good for that. What about you, Da? Where you at, my friend? How's your week?
Going real well. I don't have any credits to transfer, so I'm staying put.
Da, I heard you were so far behind. You thought you was in first place this whole time.
Yes, I was bringing up the rear, no doubt about
Well,
that.
well, everyone, I've gone off my hiatus from supporting the Cardinals to and being mad at them, and so I'm gonna put this sucker back on, and I'm gonna flash it right there. Let me see if you can see that STL behind me, because right now we are rolling. We are a well-oiled machine. We're gonna jump into right away. I'm not even gonna talk about anybody else. I'm gonna get into the Cardinals because if I'm not mistaken, in their last 10 games, Mr. Newcomb, what are we in our last 10 games? The good fans of St. Louis Cardinals. What is our record in the last 10 games?
We're 8-2.
And tell me why is that, sir? Please tell me why.
Well, I tell you what, because you're getting a lot of production out of Nolan Gorman and Nolan Arenado. They're in the top 5 in RBIs in Major League Baseball, and that may be one of the most dangerous 2 through 6 lineups in the game, with
Thank
Wilson
you.
Contreras sitting in that 6th spot.
Thank you. The two, can we call them the Nolan twins?
Nolan twins. There you go.
Can we call them the Nolan twins? So God, tell me, I heard an interesting stat earlier, and Nuke, feel free to chime in. Well, no, Nuke, you don't get to talk. Excuse me, coach, you don't get to talk about the Cardinals. You just sit back. We'll leave you the Royals and the Cubs to talk about. We're gonna focus on the big fella. If I had the controls, if I was producing this segment, I would drop all the others and go straight cameo on my man, Mr. Guy Nuke. Big fella, from what I hear, Nolan Arenado was on a pace that only 2 other individuals in the history of the game have been on. Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, he picked up his 1,000th RBI, and he has 1,000 RBIs, 300 home runs, and he's done that before his 1,500 game. And only 2 other people have done that in the history of baseball, and they're both in the Hall of Fame. Chipper Jones and Eddie Matthews, both Braves, by the way. But he's on pace.
Well, we got a big victory last night, 3-0. DeYoung comes in, hits a 2-run shot, got us a little cushion. And I think we could have swept, actually, if you go back to the night before. But tell me about Liberatore, how he pitched last night, big fella.
Well, he threw 95 pitches. He got through 6. Didn't give up a run, didn't give up any runs, earned run or any runs at all. He walks the guy in the 7th. They decide to pull him. He's 95 pitches, but he was 3.13 ERA coming in, from AAA. And this was already his 9th appearance in Major League Baseball, and I didn't realize that. Or 9th appearance with the Cardinals, the big Cardinals. But his last one, you got to go back to October of 2022. And we've been waiting for him to come up. And here he is, and he had a great outing, and he's kind of turned into maybe that little stopper maybe that we need.
I love it. My mother always taught me to be kind and nice and gentle to those that even are not so nice and not so kind and not so gentle with you. I'm going to exercise that. I'm going to let Coach jump in here. DA, I know you've been following the Cardinals. I know you've been watching. What do you what do you think has been the biggest change in the last 10 games with them?
Well, I think the off-field drama has subsided, honestly.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Contreras is their catcher again.
Yeah.
And I read a story where Goldschmidt had a players-only meeting prior to the Chicago Cubs series, and that's kind of surprising coming from Goldschmidt. He the article says that he's kind of the quiet assassin. He leads by example, not by his voice, and for him to do that, I think probably grabbed some attention around the clubhouse, and hey, they're playing as well as anybody in all of Major League Baseball right now. And I have to give credit where credit's due. The offense is starting to click, and their pitching's been pretty solid throughout the last week as well. They've kind of worked themselves back into the NL Central race, and fortunately for them, I think everybody's so bad in that NL Central that they're going to be in the thick of things here within a couple of weeks.
Yeah, with that new schedule change where you don't play as much inside your division, I don't know if that's going to hurt or help the Cardinals. But Guy, go ahead and close us out. What do you think we'll do in this upcoming series against the Dodgers, and how do you foresee the next 10 games?
Well, I tell you, the Dodgers, I mean, they're just awfully good. And it's going to be a packed house at Busch Stadium. Anytime the Dodgers come to town, St. Louis Cardinal fans love to hate on the Dodgers and the Cubs. And it'll be a packed house. The Cardinals are playing as well as anybody in Major League Baseball right now. To win 8 out of their next 10, that's going to be a tall order. But we'll see what happens. I'd like to take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers for sure.
Absolutely. DA, let's pivot a little bit here and talk about the Royals. They're staying average the last 10 games, which if you put in a 10-game slot, 16 of them, you can stay average or above average, you'll be in the thick of things. Tell me about the Royals, and what do you think some of the highlights are of their last 10 games?
Yeah, I'll go to a low light first. They end up getting swept in a 4-game series by the Brewers, which on the other hand didn't really help the Cardinals.
Not at all.
But they go to San Diego and win 2 of 3, which is not easily done. And they're playing better baseball right now. They're 14-31. They have Chicago White Sox coming up, and they need to win 2 or 3 there. And I think if they just kind of keep picking off and winning games that they need to do, all of a sudden, they can move up on the White Sox right now in the division. And now they're not going to win the division by any means or of the imagination, but they can certainly string some wins together like they did against the Padres.
Well, you see a little bit of signs of improvement. Some games, I think 1 or 2 of them got a little bit out of hand, but from what I see about the Royals, they're gonna be a work in progress, and who knows what'll happen in a couple of years. Guy, I'm gonna give you the last word here on the State of the Union. I'm gonna give you the State of the Union address. Should I come down off my limb? Should I get off the meds? Or the Cardinals back, or is this just an aberration? And we'll see. Tell me, am I okay to join them back into the fold? Will y'all let me back on the bus?
Yeah, you need to get back on the bus. I mean, the Cardinals, their lineup is too good offensively to have gone through what they've gone through. If Liberatore can, that pitching staff was kind of baling twine and bubblegum, but the bullpen has been decent. If you get a good bullpen and you get some quality starts, you got Wainwright's back in the dugout. I think people have discounted that fact that he is back in the dugout and that this run starts happening. I think that's very important to the Cardinals. So I can see them going 7-3 over the next 10, 6-4. I don't see them losing that much. On the Royals side of it, at the beginning of the season, the over/under was 69.5 wins. Well, that dropped to 60.5. So they're going to lose 100 games.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for letting me back on the bus. I need a window seat. And what was that thing about bubblegum you said? What did you just say?
Bubblegum and baling twine.
Yeah, explain to our audience what that means.
That's just how you hold things together. Hey, you grow up on the farm, or you're trying to find something to wrap up something. You just get your bubble gum out and wrap it up in some baling twine and lasso something.
Yeah,
I'm from the city. It's duct tape and WD-40.
I'm not. I ain't heard no bubblegum baling twine. Hey, if you listen to Huddle Up, you'll learn way more about the lifestyles of the rich and famous, or the not so rich and not so famous. But hey, that's our first segment. Thank you for listening to Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with segment 2, and we'll talk a little bit about some local athletes and some baseball and some collegiate athletics too. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This has been a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in.